In this time, in the world, how does a person work for causes they believe in and maintain their Buddhist beliefs? How do you deal with people who continue to be negative related to political views? Drop your political views. No. You can't help other people's political views. This first part of the question I'll handle. How does a person work for causes they believe in and maintain their Buddhist beliefs? If you feel like you need to do something, to work at a cause in some way or another, if that is something that you're driven to do so, then that's perfectly fine in doing that. But what I will suggest is a couple things. First one is to know your limits. As somebody who was very active politically in the past, I understand how you come into something with such enthusiasm and such drive and energy, and when you don't know your limits, you hit a wall, and at that point, it's tough to recover from that. So you know your limits. Don't have any expectations. If you have expectations, you're going to suffer. That's just in anything in life. But especially if you this current political atmosphere, a lot of people feel like they need to go out and do something. But to know their own limits and to know the limits of what you actually can do in the world and understand that with wisdom. If you don't understand that, you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to hurt others as well. You do this, any action that you should take should be with wisdom, with understanding. Certainly not out of anger or frustration or any of these things. Your anger might be pointing you towards something that you feel like you need to do, but you don't want to ever make any actions out of anger, ever. Any kind of clouded mind will not lead you to do something skillful at all. So you want to make sure that you are doing what you need to do without any expectations, with knowing your limits, knowing and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. The reason why you do that is because this way you can continue on. No matter what happens, if you know you're doing something good and skillful and beneficial for others, you just do it. Don't worry about what might come of it. People get very attached to the outcomes of what they do. Just if you don't believe that, look at yourself when you hold the door open for somebody, or when you let somebody in traffic. And what happens if they don't even acknowledge your existence? You get angry about that. Because this society, they're supposed to be courteous and at least wave that they, acknowledge it, etc. Right? So we get really angry about that. But the key thing to remember is if you're doing something good and skillful, how other people react to that doesn't really matter. It doesn't diminish the fact that you're doing something good. So continue to do that. How do you deal with people who continue to be negative related to political views? Sometimes you just have to escape. Sometimes, there's some... You're not necessarily going to change the person. They are wrapped in these views at this point, and they're just going on and on and on and on and on. And you can try to be some kind of wall and go in front of them and say, no, stop. And they're just going to plow right through you. So let the people do what they do. Watch your own mind. Take care of yourself. It doesn't, when you're around somebody who's very, very negative, it's not very pleasant. Somebody who's always talking about, negative things or talking about how life sucks and all this kind of stuff. It's not really pleasant to be around somebody like that. And so sometimes you just have to preserve your own sanity and your own mind, and at least take a break. I mean, from that. So that's how I would say how you deal with that. And also, a good thing to do is to act. Instead of telling somebody how they should be, show them how it should be. Do it yourself. Be the, like they say, be the change you want to see. So you are more impactful on somebody by your actions and how you live than by what you say.